It is my pleasure to introduce the Honourable Jason Kenney, who brings greetings from the Government of Canada. Mr. Kenney.
Thank you so much, Consul General Gisson, former Prime Minister Turner, former Premier Peterson, former Premier and future Opposition Leader Ray, fellow Conservatives, all, thank you very much. I got a call earlier today from Conservative Party headquarters saying, "Kenney, what are you doing going to a hippie event? They're not one of our voter cohorts." And I explained, not that kind of hippie. These are our kinds of hippies. This is a great program that we are supporting here, and in honor of a great guy, Herschel Ezrin. I can tell you I'm very proud that Citizenship Immigration Canada is, I think, the major supporter of the fantastic work done by HIPPY Canada. This is a remarkable example of the genius, one of the many brilliant programs in Israel that we learn from here in Canada. I went to Israel a couple of years ago to visit their Aliyah welcoming centers, for absorption centers for Ethiopian and other immigrants who have really significant integration challenges. And it's no accident that Israel is one of the most successful countries in the world in absorbing and integrating newcomers, and that this program began there. You know, Canada is maintaining the highest relative level of immigration in the developed world. Last year, 280,000 newcomers, and of course with that comes enormous opportunities, but also some challenges, and those challenges are most acute often for women, for mothers who typically, because they're often not the breadwinner in immigrant families, arrive with limited language skills, limited English or French language skills, and often limited degrees of education. And they find themselves in home environments, often taking care of children and elders, where their chance to get out into the community is limited. And often that opportunity is limited to their own particular ethnocultural community. And many of these moms have very limited opportunities to get into the broader mainstream Canadian community, limiting their chances for employment, for cultural and social integration. And sometimes this can make some of them more vulnerable to exploitation or abuse. It's a very serious issue that many immigrant communities recognize. And yet in all that we do, all levels of government, volunteer, nonprofit organizations, to invest in the process of helping newcomers to integrate successfully, there's that one particular area of the population, at-home parents, often mothers, often women, who tend to be excluded. They can't get away from home to attend those free language classes or to get into a job training program. And so what HIPPY does is to visit them at home, where they are, on a frequent basis, to help them take the initial steps towards integration, help their language proficiency, help their literacy levels, help them to understand their children's report cards and know how to interact with the teachers at parent-teacher conferences, help them understand the culture in which their kids are growing up, which often create real tensions and strains in some immigrant families. And so really, what HIPPY is doing is on the most important edge of this huge challenge of integration in this remarkably open and generous society. So I want to thank all of you on behalf of the government, on behalf of all Canadians for supporting the excellent, for joining Citizenship and Immigration Canada in supporting HIPPY. And I also want to add some personal words of affection for your honoree tonight, who, of course, is a man of remarkable distinction and service in both the public sector at Department of Foreign Affairs, in the private sector, and in the political sector, in the Premier's office, and most recently in the nonprofit community sector, serving the Jewish community in Canada in a remarkable leadership role over these past several years. I've had an opportunity to get to know Herschel very well. We fought many fights together. I don't think any against each other, actually, Herschel, and that's good. And I've had a chance to travel all around. I think Herschel and I have been together in Israel, in the United Kingdom, in India, and indeed, just to tell you one story, for example, I was in New Delhi. I ran into Herschel unexpectedly a little over 2 years ago. He just popped up. And And he told me he had recently been to Mumbai and had made contact with the Jewish community there just following the terrible attacks in Mumbai. And he said, you know, you should really go and see the devastation, which I did, going to visit Chabad House, Nariman House in Mumbai just a few weeks after the terrible violence there. And so Herschel is a man of great heart, remarkable dedication and commitment, yes to Canada, yes to the Jewish community, but he is he's first and foremost a humanist. He believes in sharing our prosperity, our blessings with others. He has done that throughout his entire career. And Herschel, on behalf of the Prime Minister and all of our colleagues, we wish you every success in the future. We thank you for your service to Canada. Congratulations and Mazel Tov. Thank you very much.